good evening, and welcome to another edition of the Ohm Service Live. Yes, it's live. We nearly wasn't. I've got to admit, we nearly wasn't live. Little old computer there decided to have a hickey fit and die on me. So we are lucky that we're up and running. So I want to give a big shout out to my mate Dave for helping me out on the old file.
Hello, Dave.
My mate Dave. So yes, so if it wasn't for Dave, we would not be up and running.
We would be in the shit.
We would be in the poo-poo.
The poo-poo.
So yeah, I finally got it sorted, so...
Sorry, mate, I've got visions of him taking off the top of the case and this voice going, Dave, what are you doing, Dave?
And I've got to, on a slight weird note, on the last time when I had problems with this PC, it was down to VG.
Bloody hell.
This time round, we checked the casing and everything, obviously completely stripped it down. Virtually zero PG on the inside, which is good. So obviously where I've got it's really in a good position. So I thought I'd just let you all know that. So yeah, so I'm back up and running, as you can tell. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm deaf. You're doing well, mate. You are full of it this evening. Oh, bless you. John,
Me, to be honest with you, I feel really ranty.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You can't tell.
I've got my ranty head on.
So far, I'm trying to get this fucking coil out.
Where's it stuck?
That's it out. It's on the floor.
That's my sex face.
You can have it back if you want.
Anyway, how's you guys anyway?
I'll let you know when my brain catches up with the rest of me.
No change there then?
Oh, thank you. What's this? Pick on the neo-Nazi lookalike?
Yeah.
There's no...
It's springtime for Hitler and Germany.
Stop it. Play nice.
What the fucking amateur? What the fucking RBA deck in the bastard?
And you've been looking for coils.
What a fucking bailing.
Jokey, I'm really sorry to read that, mate.
What's that?
Big Huggles, his dog passed away.
Oh, bless you. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear.
Yeah.
Me too.
It sounds like it's been a rough old week for quite a few.
Hmm.
Yeah, it has.
So hopefully a little bit of randomness is just what the doctor required.
And we are seriously randomish.
We are, and we love that comment, Mr. A. Bless you, darling. Right, shall I give it a quick participation?
Oh, you may as well, because obviously Betty's really struggling.
Let's see if it works. And it's working this week. Fabulous. Mr. Stone, good evening. How are you? Come hither. Pull up a chair. Hey, up me door, how you doing? Bill Richards, darling, hello. Oh, it's always a pleasure. Black Country Vapor, how you doing? I hope Jasper's well, mate. Dawn W. What?
Well, no, carry on.
Dawn W. Good evening, darling.
Hello, sweetheart. Oogles.
I hope your brain's not too fried. Fee, hello. Huggles. Freerider Vapor, good evening. Gaily.
Oogles.
Extra Huggles.
Grateful Ant, good evening. What a fabulous name.
I like that one, Grateful Ant.
Yeah, John Joking vaping. Sorry.
Shrubbery.
John Vaping Joker, good evening, sir. And as we said, fist bump. Jules, Mum H, you lovely, lovely lady.
Uggles!
Whoa! Uggles.
Jules, I think Betty may need your help. He's having problems.
He's not very good at hand jobs.
Don't keep slipping off the fucking end.
Mark H, good evening, you handsome devil.
That's why a pint tumbler's shaped like a knob. Never mind, that was just in my head. That shouldn't have come out. Sorry, carry on.
Mr. Anderson, good evening. Shane Gibson, good evening. No, I didn't. Apparently, there was some article or something about vaping leading to smoking. I didn't see that one, but Shane mentioned it in chat a minute ago. Vapor Bunny, hello. Oh, meet me. Vaping, vaping pasty. Good evening, Dawn. Uggles.
This is the only time my hands look big.
Vapor Queen Becky. Good evening, darling.
Uggles.
And last but by no means least, Wogon Killer.
That is a right name, isn't it, that?
Well, we've had the explanation of it.
I know, but it's still a right name.
It's awesome. So, Cicero, good evening. Yes, slipped in the back door, as did Fletch. Dude!
Have you seen the state of my hands? That's because I got a puppy that's teething.
Yes, playing with puppies is always bad with the hands.
Honestly, her teeth are like blooming razor blades.
Bless you.
I did an up and close video last night, ready for the review tomorrow. And I'm looking back and I'm thinking, oh God, I hope someone's going to mention me hands. So I'm going to have to mention it in bloody review. Because honestly, they are seriously cut to pieces.
Shane's just explained, apparently was on Jeremy Vine's show yesterday morning, and we all know what anti-vaping numpties they are on that show. Excellent. Thank you for that, Shane. I'll give that a dig out. Cicero, thank you. A day off, and he's choosing to spend a few hours with us.
Bless you.
Don't.
What a lad.
I think that's lovely. Did you shout out Faxi?
Faxi, sorry, dude, you weren't on the list. Faxi, good evening, you handsome devil. Did see your question earlier. Nice to see you got an answer to it as well. Right at the start, mate, before we started.
Yeah, he's got a Hexome. He's wanting to know what RDA to put on it. Can you think of anything else besides that, what I put?
I think that pretty much covers it, mate.
I would definitely go with the Asgard.
And Timmy, fingers and puggles to you. And yes, my doggy is cute, my little Millie.
I've got to meet her.
Well, you know where we live.
I want to play with your puppy.
What about Millie?
Stop it. Oh God, Dawn says it says something when I'm here for the sanity. No, wrong stop, love.
Yeah, you have really come to the wrong channel if you want sanity. Jeez.
Should have stayed on till Chip Shop. Definitely got off at the wrong stop.
Oh, definitely.
So, gents, seeing as you've got your ranty heads on, what's miffed you? What's placed you in this place of displeasure?
Why does Chinese companies think everyone likes ice?
Dean!
Fist bump. Deanie boy. Oh, you're right, kiddo.
It's a good question.
I just want to know this. Why? In fact, I'd like to know how many people in chat like ice vapes.
Not me. Make me cough.
Well said, Shane. Sanity, keep moving. Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see. No, I don't.
Oh no, Dean got a cold and burnt his pizza.
Slap some black reloaded on it, it'll be right.
Hey, you got the cold, you wouldn't be able to smell the burnt,
Exactly.
and you wouldn't be able to taste it if you're like that. Right, let's see what I've got here.
That's a fair point, Aomi. We were discussing this.
Like it, up.
A lot of this is down to the disposables.
Yeah. Every
And you-
bloody disposable, it's got chuffing ice in it.
Woe's just said it. You're doing a few disposables, so
Yeah. It's getting to the stage where I'm megatoned. I've got to admit, I am megatoned in two directions when it comes to disposables. I'm thinking about doing a vlog about it more than anything else. I've got a few more coming in for review, I've got to admit, but I'm getting to the stage where my heart's saying stop doing it, because for the simple reason, yeah, they work fine, they're all right, they do what they say on the tin, but these one-use devices, hand on heart, I don't think they're a good idea.
I'm still sus about what goes in them.
You
Seriously.
see, I still try and look at it on the premises that, so like, for somebody that's thinking about getting into vaping, they are perfect for it. They are cheap. It's not like paying out for a full device, even though so like a Caliburn's not that expensive. They're a cheap device to try, but I think they're just every Tom, Dick and Harry's doing them.
Yeah. It becomes more of a juice review, to be honest.
That's
find.
all it is. It's a juice review.
Because it's the same damn thing, and just in a slightly different package. They all do the same thing, so it basically becomes more a glorified juice review.
Yeah.
But I'm not being funny. I mean, Mark was discussing this before we came on. When the ice is drowning out a peach flavour, that's too much ice. Peach is normally that's my punchy. You know, I think twice before buying peach, because it's either going to go quite a mild flavour, which I can live with, or one of those that just makes you go, you know.
See, we've got two exact comments, and this is exactly where I stand at the present moment. Two comments in chat, one from Devil and one from Faxi, and I agree with both of you. So the Devil's turn around, his stance on disposables is that I won't review them unless the manufacturer has a disposable scheme. If the majority of reviewers did this, it would bring a big change. And then you've got Faxi. Disposables are a good idea for some older people who have got arthritis, don't have to have faff around with coils and juice and that lot. I totally get both sides of this. Is why I'm so like torn. Really am torn about reviewing disposables.
Can see where Faxi's coming from, but my heart's with Dean. Because if you are manufacturing a disposable item, this is a battery. It's lithium.
Yeah.
Yeah. There should be a disposal scheme for it. You can't just rock up to Asda.
Was there not one of the bigger manufacturers mentioned something this week or last week regarding a disposal scheme or something?
I know the only one that I know of is Totally Wicked. And Totally Wicked, from what I understand, I'll get my words out. Totally Wicked will accept any version of a disposable. From any manufacturer.
That's not bad.
It's all right.
That's really good. But for argument's sake that you're nowhere near a Totally Wicked, how are you supposed to dispose of it?
Yeah.
And can I say, ladies, with the tongue work that's going off tonight, we are available for parties.
See, another thing that really is so like, should vape shops be responsible for the recycling of them if they're selling them. So that the customer, if he buys a disposable from a vape shop, he should be able to return the empty version of it back to the vape shop so that they can dispose of it.
I think we spoke about this before, and I agree. Yeah, I believe so. And I think, and I also think what should happen is they should have a kind of, do you know the kind of things if you go to a barber's or whatever, and you get like they stamp you a card, and every 5 haircuts you get one free. They should do the same kind of thing with the disposables, because it's attracting. It's not just the fact that it's getting the used disposable off the street. Fuck, sounds like a hard drug, doesn't it? But getting rid, being able to recycle that or dispose of it, whatever. But it's also bringing return custom back to that shop. So
Jeremy Vines just had a wet dream over that. Oh, it sounds like hard drugs.
Sorry, we're sending the Nazis round.
Stop it. I must admit, part of me's torn on that because the vape shop's making a living. Yeah, they're supplying, the device, but should they face the cost of the disposal?
No, see that.
But that you could actually go that back further, couldn't you?
You could take that back to the supplier.
The supplier.
I think it's the supplier that should have these schemes, not the vape shop.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I'm not saying that the vape shop has to pay for it. I'm on about you return it to the vape shop returns that back to the wholesaler, and the wholesaler deals with the actual disposal.
That's cool then. That's cool. I can go with that. But I mean, to put it into context, there was on Facebook, there's a Retford news group, yeah? And there was most irate shenanigans going off because we have a blue recycle bin, yeah? Basildore Council are the biggest arseholes you have ever met for disposable items. They will not recycle paper if it's shredded because apparently it blocks the sorting machine. They will actually just leave your bin full at the hint of shredded paper. If you put glass into your recycle bin, which for me is a logical step, they will not take your bin. And no matter what, and apparently, if you do not remove the green caps from the tops of your plastic milk bottles, they will not take your bin.
Ours won't even take plastic. They'll take paper and all that lot, but they won't take. They'll take aluminium cans, all that lot. Plastic, no.
What is the point of having a recycle bin then?
Oh, it's a joke. It's an absolute utter joke.
Oh, there we are.
I mean, there's some councils. I can remember Jules telling me that the council that used to empty the bins when she stayed down in Nottinghamshire, they would actually tape the bin off with just like fucking like CSI tape, contaminated, and they tape off the wheelie bin till you removed whatever it was.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, that's good, Devil. Exceptional Vape also have disposal scheme. I think that if you take in 5 disposables, you get a 10% off voucher or something. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, it's.
I love Cicero's. Okay, Dave, try not to get an erection during this prostate exam. Well done, Doctor. My name's Victor. I know. I'm Dave. Sorry. Back to that. My council want £50 a year for compostable stuff. I refuse to pay it and whack it in my black bin. It's mental.
It's like when they start talking about fly tipping and all that lot. If you go to a refuge centre, especially around here, the restrictions that are put on you to actually dispose of it in their recycle place, no wonder why you get fly tipping. Literally, no wonder why you get fly tipping.
Yeah, you can't even though you are a private citizen, if you want to put it like that. If you drive up to a local council-run refuse tip in Scotland and possibly England, Wales, possibly all day. If you drive up, just for saying sake, you're doing your house up or whatever, and you're renovating this, that, and the next thing, and you hire a van to get rid of all your rubbish.
Yeah, you've got to register the van.
When I had my L200, I had to have a waste carrier's license, and I was only allowed to go to Retford, and that was it. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere else.
See, the ridiculous thing is, as Dean's just put, they've got the highest council tax in the country. They can't even be bothered to cut the grass, pick the litter, or clean the drains. Why should he pay more? They're missing out on a trick here. So you take the compostable stuff, you stick it in a council depot, you compost it down, and all those nice flower arrangements that they've got in the various bins on the fences and that, you've got your own compost. You're not paying out for it. What's wrong with that?
I mean, where I work, it's a recycling centre. I mean, we recycle brick, rubble, I think that kind of stuff, old tarmac and all that lot, and we turn it into different aggregates.
Yeah. I know this. I work with the equipment that does all that shit. But it's actually amazing when you go to some of these places and you see a lot of the stuff they can't recycle.
Oh yeah.
You can. I mean, it's like everybody they've got their different coloured bins, for your paper and cardboard and stuff. Some councils won't even accept cardboard. You can't put cardboard into a paper bin because they won't accept it because they can't process it. And you can't put the likes of a used pizza box if it's got grease on it or newspaper that's got anything on it at all into a paper bin because they won't accept it. It's not recyclable because it's contaminated. That's got to then go into your normal rubbish bin. But what happens then is the bastards open up the bin, goes fucking paper in there, we empty that. But it's contaminated, it's got grease on it.
Plastics are the worst because certain plastics you can recycle, certain plastics you can't recycle.
The black food ones you get in frozen dinners and things like that, they're non-recyclable. It's not non-recyclable. But I think they're starting to change them now, though. I think there's quite a lot of them now. They're changing the chemical makeup of the plastic to make it more recyclable. But you can't even that. You get it. It comes. It's bloody ridiculous when you think about it. It's a plastic tray with your frozen whatever the hell it is in it, with a clear plastic cover on top, which is not recyclable, and a cardboard box.
I know it sounds daft. I was looking at a bottle of Jif, or what do they call it now? Jeff or something like that. Sif, that's it. And I was looking. Don't ask me why I was looking, but I was looking. And it was saying that the lid wasn't recyclable. The tube part may be recyclable.
Check with your local council.
Yeah. And then the actual bottle itself was recyclable.
Yeah, but you had to wash it out. But that's the other thing. You need to wash everything out before you put it in a bin. Go off.
It's man. I mean, what happened to this? It was 2-3 years ago. At one point, they were saying, "Yeah, we can turn plastics into pothole filling materials." What happened to that?
Yeah, and what was the other one? It was good for the likes of children's playgrounds.
Yeah,
because it was a lot softer. If they fell, they didn't hurt themselves. Things like that.
Man,
I mean, if you think about it, get back to when we were kids. We did recycle. Your milk came in a glass bottle.
Yep.
It went back. You bought your bottles of whatever. I think you guys in England call it pop. Us civilized people up here call it ginger. It came in a glass bottle. You took it back. You get 10 pence back in a bottle.
Yeah, we used to have that. Pop man.
The Alpine guys that used to come round.
Yeah, we used to have Alpine. Yeah.
And the bottles all went back. So we did recycle back then as well.
We did a better job.
What makes me chuckle more than anything else, You'll go to a supermarket and you will buy whatever, and that comes in a plastic container, individually wrapped, that's in another plastic container that's covered in cardboard. Us as consumers didn't ask for that, but it's our responsibility. How is that our responsibility? We are being right. You used to go to a fish and chip shop and you used to get your chips and your fish in paper. But no, now we've got to have a polystyrene carton. I didn't ask for that polystyrene carton. I was quite happy for my chips in a bag, in a paper bag. I was quite happy with that. But no, you're being forced to use their products. But they force it onto you to use them products, but then say it's our responsibility because of them products. And it's all like, well, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened to your blooming wood forks? No, you've got to have a plastic fork.
I'll tell you what, mate. I would much rather go to a shop that's got loose veg and buy it in a brown paper bag or market stall. Quite happily go to market. And it's not individually wrapped there, is it? 9 times out of 10,
you don't
it
have to
actually
take it to the
tastes better.
supermarket as well. You go to B&Q. I want some screws. Instead of being able to buy loose screws, no, you've got to buy 5 in a plastic bag. It's just endless of waste.
Even though, yeah, I mean, get back.
Don't get me started on paper straws.
Oh, yeah. The fuck?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, paper straws, they've still got plastic on the inside.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
I used to enjoy it when you went when you left the pub on an evening, Friday evening, Saturday evening. As you said, you went to the chip shop, you got it. It was wrapped up in newspaper, so it gave you something to read in the bus going home when you were pissed as well. And then they stopped doing that because apparently the ink was transferring into the food. No, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but at least you could put paper in the oven.
Yeah, but the thing is, as well, what gets me now is, to a certain extent, is they're supposed to be changing over to paper carrier bags. What happens to paper when it gets wet?
But it's lined with plastic, so it's fine.
You're coming out of Asda. Can you just imagine coming out of Asda, pissing for the fucking heavens. It's Scotland, remember? Vertical rain, horizontal rain, 45 degrees, 6. Doesn't matter. It's Scotland, it rains. You get halfway to the car, arse falls right out the bag.
Yeah, but without sounding facetious or anything like that, prior to the plastic bags, what did they use in Scotland?
What?
Before plastic bags, what did you use?
Big pockets and coats.
You used to use normal
Orange.
bags.
Shopping bags.
Yeah, a shopping bag. Can you remember them ones your mum used to have with trolley bit at the back? You don't see them much nowadays, do you?
Funny enough, they're making a comeback.
Right.
My mum's got one.
The little tartan shopping trolley
Yeah.
that smelt of pish and steak pie.
And the one that pissed me off, they've started doing net bags in Morrison's. They charge you £2 for the fucking net bag. Oh, come on, give me a break, boys. It's mainly air. You know what I mean? Where's £2 coming from?
Bill said we used to use recycled plastic bags as bin liners. I think everybody did.
Yeah.
But then they stopped that because the landfills were filling up with plastic bags. And this is when the likes of Asda and Tesco and Sainsbury's and things like that said, well, we will give you a bag for life. It will cost you fucking £30,000 to buy it. But when it breaks and bursts and whatever, bring it back. We'll give you another one.
Net bags may look like Rabsy Nesbitt's vest, but at least I'm saving the dolphins.
Just you, Jody.
But apparently I'm an eco bastard because I still use plastic bags as bin liners. I do eventually empty the bin, but...
See, when we go shopping, right, we don't need plastic bags. Because what I do is I've got a couple of boxes in my boot, them flat pack boxes. and you just fill it up and then take your trolley to your actual car and just load it up that way.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's a lot of cars these days. The boot on them is like that deep. Your small city cars and things, so you really can't get things like that in to certain cars.
Mine's just full of shit.
But the thing is, though, I mean, let's go back a bit. Prior to the actual supermarket, you had to walk down the high street to your individual shops. Whereas nowadays, you go into a supermarket and you're in cover. Just saying.
They were grand old days that bakery.
Thing is, though, I mean, when they turn around and say, "Oh, I've had to do a rate shop," not like what my mum had to do when she used to go down village and she has to walk them in nearly 2 miles before she got to the shops.
In a hobnail boots and fucking flat cap.
In all weathers.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'd have to go down blooming village and the individual shops. This was before, I mean, the only supermarket that we actually really had. We had a small co-op, and I mean a small co-op, and then we had Lipton's. And that was the only 2 supermarkets that we had here.
Yeah, we'll be the cooperative and you the divvy books.
I mean, those were the days when, obviously, you were lucky if you had a car.
Yeah. Our closest supermarket when I was growing up was something like 5-6 miles away. And it was 2 buses to get to the supermarket. And it was a family outing to go shopping. And I've got an answer to Cicero's question.
What's that?
How does Volkswagen Beetles work in the UK where the bonnet is a boot? We fucking drive it backwards, smart arse.
Anyway, just to let you know, Volkswagen Beetles, they're Germans.
Less of.
It's springtime for Hitler and Germany.
Klopp.
BFG.
No.
BFG. It's over there.
There. Stop. No, I mean, that's one thing I noticed. Don't
mention the war.
When I moved into town, that was the first thing. I went shopping without the car, and it seemed like such a drudge to actually carry your bags. And I thought, you great pansy.
I wasn't slagging Volkswagens off, Chris. I'm just saying that they're from German. They're German engineering.
But they're...
Just because somebody looks like a member of the Hitler Youth.
Thank you for the youth. Swag. I mean, it's like you know. I mean, I remember Christ, my mum. She used to load up shopping bags.
Remember
Christ? Your mum was Christ.
How fucking far back were you going fucking shopping? 2,000 years ago, walking through fucking Bethlehem.
No,
Give us a fucking laugh of that bread there, big man, and a fucking half a jar of that fucking wine.
Well, our kid used to be in pushchair. We had like this red buggy thing.
That before they put him in the manger.
So you're telling me your mum's Jesus and she had a goat in a pushchair?
Right
This
there.
is really biblical, this.
Right there.
Oh, fucking hell. I want to know where the fuck was the donkey?
Yeah.
In the fucking
he was
buggy, I told you.
He was the swampy Shrek.
But I remember Mum, like, just piling shopping in around our kid into the buggy. Because it were a good 1.5 2 mile trek to Co-op at top of hill.
Yeah, that's kind of when you were growing up. For about the first 3 years of your life, you didn't think your legs existed because you never felt in with the amount of bloody shop that was sitting on the morning.
Oh, God, yeah.
Just put that in with a kid. Fuck.
Or if she nipped into newsagent to pick up paper for your dad and left the bag on front at buggy, and all of a sudden you just watch your kid go, meek. Could have stopped it, didn't. Going to hell.
There's a couple of pound. Nip round to the greengrocers and get 2 stone of potatoes.
Oh, aye.
You're about 4 years of age. Took you about 3 hours to get back. Where the fuck have you been? I could have grew them quicker.
This is brilliant now. You know, everybody's gone all pink and fluffy. My mum has such guilt trips about when I was at nursery. Well, it was primary school. But the actual school...
Was that in Austria?
Yeah.
With your lederhosen?
You had to walk through... walk through the estate and get on the school bus, yeah? So there's me, little 5-year-old, on his Todd.
A deer, a female deer.
On his Todd, toddling through the village, gets on the bus, and then because Mum was at work,
with Heidi,
he used to get off the bus at the village after school, walk into the village and catch bus into Sheffield. And we were chatting about this, and she went, Christ, I'd be locked up these days if I did that with a 5-year-old.
Were they a few of your favourite things?
I am so tempted to buy you a tattoo. Then help you into the shower.
wow.
When I was a kid, my dad parked the pram outside the village shop, did the shopping, then came home. Mum would have to send him back to get me.
I nearly got nabbed, I did, as a baby. I always remember my mum telling me she'd stopped off, I think it were at the co-op as well. She'd parked me outside the co-op. She went in to do whatever she was doing. And this other woman tried to half-inch me.
I always loved the story that Billy Connolly tells about him and his sister playing out in the street with the neighbours. And it got to like bedtime. So the neighbours grabbed all their kids, which was about 8 or 9 of them. And Billy and his sister ended up in this bed surrounded by bairns. His mum and dad are going mental looking for the kids. And they only found them because the next door neighbour came into the bedroom. Who the fuck are you two?
That was the time they used to have the coats on the bed. What are you doing? I've got my leg through this arm of the coat. It's not a coat, it's a duvet. Well, I've got my leg through the arm of the duvet then, Mum. Where we grew up in the north end of Glasgow, you couldn't leave a pram outside the shop.
Be away for a go-kart.
Oh, they got that quick because you could unclip the fuckers. You could unclip it, take the body off, put the body down, fuck off the frame.
The Scunner Porter.
I think it was. Wait a minute. The best ones I think was Silver Cross.
Oh God, yeah.
Because you could unclip the wheels.
They were the bloody expensive ones. They were built like tanks and all. Evening, Zan.
Hey, Zan.
Zan.
Millie's getting a lot of love tonight.
She is, bless her.
No.
Shall I see if I can get her?
Yeah, go on, Nate.
See if we can get her. You talk while I find her.
I'm just waiting for the ow, you little bugger.
As he brings her in, dangling off his hand.
Oh, leave it out, Shane. That's one of my favourite Monty Pythons. A hole? A hole? How posh were you? The Four Yorkshiremen. That is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I think we spoke about this before. I never got the Monty Python thing. I didn't find it funny.
I think it was just because it was so bizarre, dude.
I maybe, you know what? I maybe need to watch them again because I'm that bit older now, obviously, and I may find them maybe a bit funnier now. But Back in the
that's-
day, though, I was like,
That's the weird thing, though, because
See my bum.
the Scottish sort of sketch comedy shows from the 90s.
There we go. The new addition to the crew household.
Hey, Millie.
Hello.
Millie.
Remember,
This is
we
my
come out from
baby.
the bottom.
Say hello to everyone. They're there. They're up there.
Put me down, I don't want to be on your fucking vape show.
There you go. That was quick view. I've nearly lost my pants. You gone? Yeah, she's gone back down to me mum.
You did nearly get your puppy out then.
Hot dog.
Oh, she's back again. Are you back again? Are you going to say hello?
Are you after Daddy's wiener?
She's just there. Millie. Millie. Who's a good girl? Can you see her?
Oh, yes.
No. Bless her. Go on, sorry, you were saying.
No, we were just discussing Monty Python. See, now it's just oars and hearts and clappy hands.
Gailey doesn't still get, she's watched it and still doesn't get it.
What's that?
What, Monty Python?
The Monty Python humour.
Oh, I love Monty Python.
See, the thing, I think, we've discussed things like the comedy films, things like that in the past, shows, and Monty Python did come up, and I must admit, there's a lot of English comedy sketch shows and things like that. I just never got. But it wasn't until like the 80s, like the time when like the young ones and things like that came out, the alternative comedy, that's when I started to find English humour slightly funnier. But the Monty Python stuff, I just know I couldn't get it. I thought I don't even find it funny.
I think one of my favourite was what was the Scottish comedy sketch show that became big in England?
Was it Kick Up the 80s? No.
Could have been. It's the one I remember. Is there's two coppers get out of a car, and there's a geezer who's obviously had a skinful, and they pulled him over. This is right.
Oh, that was Chewing the Fat.
That was funny as fuck. Would you sleep with my partner?
It's like with American comedy, though, isn't it? There's only certain Americans I can find funny.
Yeah, Americans the same, yeah.
I totally get what you mean. I think it's the area that you come from that you find funny. It's like Monty Python. There's loads and loads of Monty Python I don't find funny. But then there's also the other half that I find absolutely hilarious. But some it's sort of like same like Spike Milligan. Some of Spike Milligan's stuff is absolutely brilliant. It's class. Then other bits, it's so like it just goes straight over the top of my head. It's so like I just don't find that funny.
Yeah, a lot of Q was like that for me.
Q was.
But the Goon Show I loved.
Oh yeah, Goon Show was brilliant.
But the one that I can never get my head around is Seinfeld. Did not find that funny whatsoever.
And Andy Fretwell thinks Bottoms are epic.
See, I didn't rate Bottom. I thought a couple of them were good, but I thought it was a poor imitation at Young Ones.
Oh God, what was the characters they did before the Young Ones?
Dangerous Brothers.
Bottom was more the Dangerous Brothers than Young Ones. So it was a healthy half hour of homophobic bollock jokes, really, Bottom, but it was awesome.
Yeah. It was,
You know, I loved it. The Bottom Lives are some of the Hooligan
oh yeah, the
Islands
live ones are
one of my
fantastic.
favourites.
I mean, that's where they really shone when there was live.
Oh God, yeah.
Especially when they're cocked up.
Some of the ad-libs were fucking excellent.
The one they did in Nottingham, Rick's like, it's all right, I'll speak their language. Hey, oh.
It was one that was trying to shut the door and the door wouldn't shut.
That was awesome. But I mean, it's weird because I think half the thing is like when the Americans get their hands on stuff like Red Dwarf,
Oh God, they killed that.
they killed it dead, and the reason being, half the reason it was funny was the sarcasm and just that interplay sort of between the wannabe and the slob, and they just didn't get it.
Also, do you think it was a time period as well? It's like the Fast Show. I absolutely loved the Fast Show. I loved Harry Enfield and Chums. But would they work now?
Well, having watched a lot of Hale and Pace on YouTube, yeah. Hale and Pace still works now.
Yeah, Hale and Pace does, but I think there's a lot of saying that you couldn't get away with half the comedy now. Because you would have the snowflakes up in arms, bloody hell, that would be World War III. But I mean, I think there's some of them out there that still they stand the test of time. You still laugh at them now, but there's a lot of them out there. You go, it wasn't even funny when it first came out, and it's still not fucking funny.
You know what I spotted in CEX the other day? You know, I go on my DVD hunts. The full box set of Love Thy Neighbour and Mind Your Language. How the hell have they got away with that one? Jesus Christ, I'm amazed there wasn't a Karen in there doing a nut.
See, I never liked The Office because I wasn't a big fan of, what you call Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Ricky Gervais.
He's a very Marmite comedian, isn't he? But a lot of people say that about Eddie Izzard. I love Eddie Izzard. I find him funny. He's a very clever bloke, and he's just ad libs. You just like getting a stroll through his frontal cortex, and he's fabulous.
See, it seemed like with Jimmy Carr, he's like that, very, very dry, very sarcastic.
I wouldn't stop slapping him, especially when he laughs. Fuck off, you fucking wanker.
He's that smug.
Yeah. Uppity. Rick.
No, that
yeah,
kind
but
of, no.
Jack, what's his face was the same.
Jack, wait.
Oh, what's he called? The one that had a permanently slapped arse for a face. Jack.
Him that always knocks around with his dad.
No. It was always very droll and fuck.
Dour.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're on about now. Not Jack Nichols, but something like that, isn't it?
Jack D.
Jack D. That's
yeah.
it. Never got on with him. Never.
No, he was just a grumpy old. Well, he was a grumpy young man, wasn't he? Really.
But Lee Evans, stick a Lee Evans DVD on. I'll watch it till.
No, I could watch Lee Evans.
Now Lee Evans was funny at the beginning, but he kept on doing the same. Now I wish they'd have done a Norman Wisdom film and had him as playing Norman Wisdom. It'd have been brilliant. I think it was a missed opportunity, that.
But the thing is, Lee Evans didn't just fade away. He quit. And the reason he quit is because he wanted, his marriage was starting to show strains under the amount of time he was out on the road. So he made a choice. He stuck with his missus. And I'll tell you what, you got to applaud that.
Yeah.
What would that lad, Phil, he used to do the Thunderbirds. Phil Cole. Can you remember him?
Oh, Phil Cole was brilliant. Old Rubberface. Oh, he had me howling.
All right, Faxi, take it easy.
You off, dude?
See you later, buddy.
Oh, I hope the band's all right. Bless. Lee Evans, yeah, he is. There's something just fun about it.
Yeah, but after a while, it seemed like with, what's his face? Him from Bolton.
What, Johnny Vegas or Amarillo dude?
Amarillo dude.
Peter Kay.
Peter Kay.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I find that guy really, really funny. He is extraordinarily good. But after a while, I get bored. Because it's the same level all the time. It's not real. It's a reinvention of something he's already done.
That's what I love about Billy Connolly. Because when he released an album, there wasn't anything repeated. Some of his stuff, when you saw the videos, yeah, you could spot some of the older stuff creeping its way in. But all of a sudden, he'd dive off to a tangent. And you ended up with something completely new.
Not everything that he does I find funny either. Some of the stuff are absolutely... Don't get me wrong, he's up there, one of my heroes of comedy. But not everything he does. I mean, there's quite a few live ones I find very boring.
See, we kind of grew up listening to Billy Connolly. And a lot of the original albums that came out from some of the live shows at the King's Theatre and the Pavilion Theatre here in Glasgow, he never swore in them.
No.
If he did, it'd be, arse, bastard, things like that. I mean, the F word was never ever used. The C word was, no.
No.
And it only got to, it's when the 80s kicked off, that's when he really started to swear a hell of a lot in his acts. And it kind of put me off him. Because I was brought up with him being this comedian that could put a story across without effing and blinding all the way right through it. And some of the stuff was hilarious. I mean, the crucifixion, Jesus, that's wet stuff. It's absolutely fantastic, but he never swore in it.
But like, the first album I heard of his was Raw Meat in the Balcony. And that got like, as usual, DIVORCE, and it seemed to be a bit more political back then. But I think that's probably a hangover from when he was doing the bits in between the songs with Jerry Rafferty, wasn't he? He was the Humble Bums.
Humble Bums, yeah.
Oh, Dave Allen. I used to like Dave Allen.
He was a genius.
He was very, very clever.
Wait, the missing finger.
Yeah. Oh, I love Dave Allen.
He did a sketch. Was it something vampires or something, wasn't it? I'm sure he did like a vampire sketch. I thought it was bloody hilarious. I think he played the priest.
Yeah, he did.
I'll need to see if I can find it on YouTube, but it was brilliant.
I think the best bit was he wasn't afraid to take on the church.
No.
I mean, he was, by all accounts, he was a bit of a bugger. There was a documentary series about him, wasn't there? Ran for 2 or 3 episodes, and they showed different bits of his life. He was a lad. But he was a trouble geezer as well. I mean, there was a lot of dark skeletons in that closet,
If you notice, most comedians, they've always got a bit of a dark side to them.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Billy, blooming out, his childhood. Whew.
See, I mean, I used to love Mike Harding. And to be honest, Mike Harding, I think the rudest he got was Willy Bum Blast and Bugger.
Hey, Mike.
Well, yeah, you don't need to swear to be funny.
I saw him live in Middlesbrough, and I was honestly rolling in my seat for 2 hours watching that guy. His intro to be It's Hard Being a Cowboy in Rochdale was awesome. He literally span it out for 15 minutes with the story about it being a Russian love song.
So
every now and again.
That would be Peter Kay you're possibly thinking about that did the misheard lyrics one.
Yeah, that was Peter Kay.
Yeah.
Jasper.
Oh, Jasper. I used to love Jasper Carrot.
I didn't.
That reminds me, Jasper's playing Retford.
Yeah,
it's a rock and roll night. Jasper's doing a bit of stand-up and there's various bands on.
I was going to say he's doing a bit of jive.
Honestly, he used to get me when he used to do the insurance claims. They used to be brilliant, they did.
I still like them all. There's only one way to kill them all.
Boom!
Blow its bloody head off.
And Victoria Wood, I love that lass.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm in a bottle with Women's Weekly.
Cup of tea.
Soup,
Oh,
soup, soup, and another one.
and yet that when you watch some of those back, they have aged so badly. They really have. But Dinner Ladies, I love watching that.
Oh God, yeah.
Never watched it.
Oh,
The detectives, yeah, that were good. Jasper Carrot and Jesus.
Yeah, what'd you call him?
Robert Powell.
Robert Powell.
But by God, those two bounced off each other, didn't they? Wooden
We're
Waters.
rewatching Vicar of Dibley at the moment.
That's a bit too twee for me.
Oh, it's very tweedy, but still funny.
I used to like To the Manor Born with a bit of Penelope Keith.
I'd rather Good Life.
No, it's see they to me those comedies back in looking back those those decades ago were too upper brow for me. They were too highbrow. They were too.
Oh, I couldn't relate to it at all.
They were. It was posh comedy.
See, I can quite see you now with the studs in your forehead going, not the bloody Good Life.
Yeah.
I mean, The Fast Show. I used to love The Fast Show.
Oh, Fast Show were brilliant.
And Badil. You know, I mean, the two history professors.
Oh, the Mary Whitehouse experience.
Yeah,
Oh, that was fantastic. The radio show was brilliant. But obviously when they brought it to TV as well, I so loved that.
They sort of watered it down a bit for telly.
Yeah, they did. They watered it down a hell of a lot for telly.
But, I mean, when you listen to the likes of Navy Larks, when you listen to some of those, the bits with Kenneth Williams where he's playing the two gay guys. Jesus Christ. If they'd realized, somebody at the BBC must have twigged what they were on about. Bold, very bold.
Well, all you have to do is look at Ken Dodd and people like that.
Well, Bob Monkhouse.
Yeah. Bob Monkhouse was... I never appreciated him as a kid, but as I got older, yeah, he was clever.
Filthy.
Yeah,
when you saw his adult show, Jesus.
And he was kind of on par with, was it Bernard Manning?
Oh, God,
on the club circuit.
Did you hear the news about, what's his name? Him that wears the flat cap.
Gaz.
No, Royston Vasey.
Roy Chubby Brown?
Yeah. Well, they tried to get him to play at Sheffield, and the place that we were supposed to have been playing at, they've banned him.
Fucking hell.
By all accounts, there's a petition. Faxi messaged me about it. Yeah, there's a petition going off to get Roy Chubby Brown to play at Sheffield.
Dear God, the Karens will be having a field day.
I mean, me personally, I don't like Chubby Brown. Never have done. But
I saw him live once and
someone, Jimmy Cricket.
Jimmy Cricket. God, that takes me back.
Next you'll be saying blooming Timmy Mallet.
If there was ever one person in the world that needed that mallet embedded in his face, it was fucking him.
Oh, he was just so annoying, that guy.
The way the bastard in Wake Club, fuck off.
Not half as annoying as Roland Rat.
Rolling.
No, blooming Rod All and Emu. That used to annoy me.
When Billy Connolly said to him on Parkers, as that thing comes anywhere near me, I'm breaking your fucking arm, sticking it back up your arse.
Who was the geezer that used to ride around on that sodding ostrich?
Roy, no, was it Roy Hood? No.
No. Roy Hood was Emu.
I know you're
Bernie Rubble.
It wasn't Bernie Winters because that was Schnorbits.
Yeah.
Oh, Benny. Oh,
Hasn't he recently died?
Hmm.
I'm sure he's recently died. But
To
that
be
was a
honest, yeah,
joke that just went on too far.
Bernie
way
Clifton.
too.
Bernie
Bernie
Clifton,
Clifton,
that's
that's
it.
it.
That was
Shane,
a,
I met Chubby, mate, and he's not a bad bloke. He's nothing like his stage persona.
you'll say, I think if he was like his stage persona, I think he'd have been not here now.
Well, here's one for you. Paul Daniels and Chubby Brown came from the same bit of just outside Middlesbrough.
Hmm.
You're going to like it, little lad.
See, I didn't like him either.
No,
He just annoyed me.
no, but that interview with his missus. And what first first attracted you to the Millionaire? Sorry, it still makes me chuckle that. Oh man, the old Bill's Whitby now, isn't he?
Sorry?
No, Aops just said Bill Richards and Shane Gibson, you two live near to each other. Because I used to live in Dormanstown over at Redcar. Literally, you come out at road and you were looking at the steelworks.
I mean, you think about it, you can say to yourself, well, comedy kind of changed at the start of the 80s.
Oh, God, yeah.
When harsher language started to come in, it was more acceptable. But people forget Pete and Dudley.
Oh.
Peter Cook and Dudley Moore.
Yeah.
This bloke came up to me, he said, you can't. What do you say? He said, you fucking can't. You can't. I mean, that was 1977.
Yeah. I said, Lola, no! That Lola Brigida knocking on my bedroom window. The best one they did was always the horse race. That was just obscene from the start. You know that you used to get the horse racing on ITV? You had the horses' names. Well, they did a sort of slightly risque version, and by the end of it, I was just howling. It made Kevin Wilson look like a chuffing choir boy. The young ones did make a big difference to comedy because there was nothing like it.
But you've got to remember that it wasn't just the young ones in that.
No,
there was the whole club.
Yeah, Ben Elton.
Yeah.
That fat fucking Russian prick. Would you call him?
Alexis
Sale.
I couldn't stand. I fucking couldn't stand.
But you also had like the Not the 9 O'Clock News guys as well. With Smith and Jones, Pamela Stevenson,
Billy Connolly's wife at that point.
And then obviously you had the Victoria Wood. You also what were she were in Dinner Ladies with her as well. I keep out forgetting her name.
Julie Walters.
Yeah, no, the other one as well. There was three of them. There was Victoria Wood, Walters, and the other girl. She always, when they used to do the antiques one, she always used to be the posh one. Julie Walters was
Celia Emery.
And they all come roughly around about the same time.
I mean, Fry and Laurie.
Yeah, Fry and Laurie, they were in it with it.
Paul Merton, I love. There's something just honest about Paul Merton.
Yeah.
You almost feel like he's a grumpy uncle sat on the sofa.
God, Jules, you're getting back now. Pam Ayres, that was his 70s opportunity in Ox, remember?
Yeah, I remember Pam Ayres.
Yeah. See, I mean, that's back when, Lenny Emery was funny.
I used to think Lenny Henry was funny.
Right,
especially in Twiz was.
Right up until the point he did Chef, I thought he was brilliant. And then he sort of had that bit where he died away and then he came back. And when he came back, it just wasn't the same.
Aye?
But Chef, I used to love Chef. Because I was cooking around that time when Chef came out. And it it was honest. I knew people like that. I worked with people like this guy. Yeah.
I mean, same time period as well. Auf Wiedersehen, Pat.
Well, that was a product at the time.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I still reckon the German one was the best. Because the second series...
See how it always gets back round to Germany? Just saying.
Yeah, we've had a rather German theme going off tonight. Volkswagens, Auf Wiedersehen, Pet.
Hitler Youth.
I can't wait till it's 9 o'clock. Only 24 minutes to go. And then for your show for the offer.
Before people putting the fingernails and hammering their nails into the kneecaps, yeah.
Was it me or was he looking a bit furious? I mean, furious.
Fast and Furious!
Fast and Furious!
Stop it. Dear God. I only put a shirt on.
The main court. What?
Evening, Jake.
Yo, Jay.
Don't worry about it, folks. Next week he's turning up as a Japanese Rear Admiral. It's because your asshole looks like the Japanese flag.
What do you mean the war is over?
Stop it. You'll be offending people.
9.
Yes, 9 of the buggers. Stop it. Blackadder. Blackadder was a weird one because the first series just flopped.
Yeah, well, it was the wrong way round, wasn't it? Because Blackadder was more like Baldric.
And then in the second series, they swapped the two characters.
And it worked.
The baby-eating Bishop of Bath and Wells was born. And that one line, I'm having trouble with my manservant. Well, stick it on the desk then and we'll take a look.
I never watched an episode.
Oh, it was a school thing. If you, I say, as soon as you watched it, you was quoting it in Playground.
Yeah.
See, that...
Red Dwarf.
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
No, Red Dwarf was totally different, though. I mean, the Red
Spitting
Dwarf,
image.
it was...
Spitting. Mom, it's the filth. Scarper.
The second song.
Done.
Vegetables, Mom?
You mentioned
no,
the other
they'll have
one.
the same as me.
That bloody, I never met a nice South African. That haunted me for so many fucking years.
Which one's that?
It's the one we do not speak about.
What, we're talking about vaping again?
No. The Spitting Image song. There was the Chicken song, and then they released I Never Met a Nice South African.
Yes,
That
they did.
fucking haunted me. Apparently, I smelt like a baboon for most of my school years following that song. What's up?
I was reading what Jace just put. Mr. Atkinson had a speech impediment, which is what they kept. That's why they kept on writing things beginning with B, because he overpronounced it like he did Bob.
I still say Gerald the Gorilla that they did in 9
Oh, I love that.
Was he wild? Wild, I was bloody furious.
Playing Johnny Mathis at 3 o'clock in the morning, full blast.
That's what I thought, Feet. Charming.
Charming too.
Oh, man. The chicken song. Oh, the chicken in the air,
Stick a deck chair up your nose.
Buy
Buy
a
a
jumbo
jumbo
jet.
jet.
and then take off all your clothes. That was a piss take out of Agadoo, wasn't it?
It was a piss take full stop, I think.
Yeah, whatever happened to Black Lace? Hopefully something painful.
Didn't he get done for fiddling?
What, Jimmy Savile or Tax?
Jimmy Savile version.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think one of them.
That's a bit.
Mm.
The best sketch ever was the Invisible Drum Kit and him doing the devil booking people into hell. Baby shot. Chris Doyle, you will burn in hell.
Oh, when he did that one for the hell one. Okay, murderers. Oh, right, over there. That was good, that one. I haven't listened to that in dunk. I've still got the vinyls in down underneath here now. I haven't listened to them in years.
Was it not the 9 o'clock news where they did the sketch with the video recorder in the court?
Live.
Who's just flashing puppies live?
The cute sort.
Oh, look at the little pink noses.
Oh, they fucking stink of fish.
But that's because they've had fish.
Oof.
Oh, bless.
Hello. Little gear the back.
What
Bloody hell, man. Yeah. Ooh.
Evening, Jules.
Hi, Jules.
Hey!
It's the hand of Jules.
I'm saying my puppy smell.
It's a pint tumbler of Stevie.
Come on, girls.
Oh, they had fish for their tea. They fucking stink. Ooh.
You can't say your wife's puppy smell. It's not on.
One of them for Agadoo was jailed. Where am I? Dean Michael was charged with fraud and jailed for 6 months for claiming £25,000 in disability allowance.
It was the other sort. It wasn't Savile.
No, one of them was.
Oh, bloody hell. I can't believe that's become a thing. It was done for fiddling. Oh, really?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Savile? Oh, I loved that. Somebody did a post on that, and it was like, what was the most dangerous thing you did in the 80s? One of the comments was, right into Jim will fix it.
But everyone did, didn't they?
Oh, God, yeah.
Wrote into Jim will fix it, or you wrote into multicoloured swap shop.
No, you phoned into multicoloured swap shop.
Sorry.
I tried to swap my sister for a chopper bike.
Didn't work out then?
No, my mum caught me on the fucking phone and got slapped for it.
Rita Sue and Bob Sue, too. Oh, my God.
God, that film.
It was the father. Oh, he was brilliant. Permanently pissed and bad attitude. Most dangerous thing I did in the 80s, living with my parents. Me too. I'm amazed they survived.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, God. Well, but when you look back on it, I mean, I suppose it's only like back in the 50s and 60s, isn't it? You know, we grew up in the 80s. And when your mum and dad were telling you what they used to get up, you're like, how did you survive? Rationing.
You did what?
You had to walk how far?
What do you mean you played out in the street with all that acid rain and stuff? And all those pollutants?
See, the thing is, though, I sound like my dad now.
Strange that, innit?
It really is. It's bad. It's so like, well, it's not bad, but I do sound like my dad, especially with all building that's been going off here. And I'm turning around, I remember when these used to be fields. And
We're
it's
back
true,
to that
I do
again.
remember when these used to be fields.
That's bad because I've caught myself saying that.
I hope I don't sound my dad because he was fucking half pissed all the time. So, anyway. But no, it is. We've became our parents and grandparents, haven't we?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Don't you find though you have a better understanding of your parents now because that image of yourself doesn't age, does it? The only thing that ages is when you look in the mirror. The way you think, the way you act to stuff, it might be slightly different, but it's pretty much what it was by the time you were 18, 20.
Yeah. I don't feel any different from being about 20.
Isn't it weird thinking your mum and dad are exactly the same? So they
Well, it's
might
like
be
kids today, ain't it? I mean, we all say it. Kids, they're as thick as shit. But that's what my dad used to say about my generation.
Yeah, but I think maybe so. But we had more common sense though.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we had a lot more common sense.
More common sense and more streetwise. Where I don't think youngsters these days don't. They're not. I don't know.
You think they're bad now? You wait till the next lot start.
Oh.
They're all coddled and not wanting to upset anybody, and I'm
God.
offended is a thing.
And it's one gender.
Yeah, how's that going to work around the bike sheds? Well, when you were at school, yeah, you knew where you were. They had boobs. Bit of a slag. You were going to be in for a good time, yeah?
So you can't say things like that now.
They're all one gender now. You don't know what you're going to get.
The only thing was he was 25 at the time.
I mean, it's no wonder why they're saying that these are the most depressed generation ever.
Yeah, because they don't know what's going to happen. You shove your hand into a pair of knickers and you could end up with a big pair of bollocks in the palm of your hand.
Thailand for that too.
I mean, they're getting
fucking
kids. I mean,
depressed.
what was it? It were on either BBC News at 6 o'clock or Look North or something like that, and they're on about it. It's an offence now. You know how you used to pull a girl's blooming bra?
Sexual assault now, mate.
It's classed as sexual assault now. It's like, come on.
Well, the problem is now, and I'm going to sound like an old fart, it's the social media. Because everybody's portraying that perfect image. Yeah? They'll spend half an hour getting ready for a selfie, just got out of bed. Makeup's perfect. There's no dribble marks. Yeah. Hair nicely tousled on the pillow. Snap. Yeah. How are you supposed to compete with that? You get up looking like Hagrid after a rough night. You know, and there's your busy mate on Instagram looking like that. Of course you're going to get depressed. It's unrealistic goals.
Oh, God, yeah, totally.
Go out, get pissed, get laid. Life's simple. It's fun. You know? Not when you're married, like, 'cause if you go out and get pissed and get laid and it's not the wife, you've got some explaining to do.
Pretty much. But yeah, I definitely sound like my dad, though.
No, it's weird.
I think the older I'm getting, the grumpier I'm getting.
I don't think it's grumpy, mate. I honestly do not think it's grumpy. What it is you're losing that filter for bullshit. Because once you hit 50,
I just read Mike's comment.
From where I'm from, Mick, when I was a kid, if you'd have done that, you would have been knocked out. They wouldn't have been offended. Trust me, you'd have been just knocked out by a girl.
Oh, there was
Evening, Rob.
There was none of this mucking about, was there?
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, it's like, when we had a scrap, if you had a scrap we had in playground, you had a scrap in playground, and that were it, done and dusted. Now, if you have a scrap in playground, oh, blooming heck, it's like blooming World War Three's just happened. And they've got to be segregated and got to go to another school. And they've got to be shown that how bad it is that they've had. Like, God, I had that many scraps at school. It was like unreal.
Thing is, in this day and age, now, it doesn't stop at a scrap anymore, does it? It's when somebody ends up in hospital with a blade in them.
Well, yeah, there's that bit.
Which is why I can't understand that. Where did that come from? Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously there was the Glasgow Razor gangs and things like that, but that was years ago.
Well, I don't know if we had there was a murder here last Saturday. 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, we're in news that.
Bloody hell!
And there was Jules and I are on this neighbourhood app thing, and there was pictures put up yesterday of apparently one of the lads that was involved in it. And he's got a sword in his hand, and I swear to God, it's fucking about that length. It must be about 3 foot long. With a serrated edge and this weird looking bloody blade, and then there was 3 of them in the picture. He's carrying this big fucking sword thing, and the other guy at the other end, he's carrying like a Bowie knife. Well, I can describe as a Bowie knife with a big serrated edge across the top of it. He was one of the ones that was involved in this as well. But yeah, unfortunately, a 16-year-old lad lost his life last Saturday.
It's so sad, isn't it?
It's fucking ridiculous. But the day before, apparently, they were running riot in the trains. One lad get chased up the middle of a train and get beaten to within an inch of his life. They were actually physically jumping on his head in the train carriage.
Jesus,
coming through Glasgow. It's fucking terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Well, yeah, I know it sounds daft though. I mean, Bill just said it. When we were kids, we used to carry knives. I used to have a multi-purpose knife.
Yeah.
I used to have my pellet gun and everything, but I'd never think of stabbing someone or shooting them.
And the rule was, when they hit the floor, that was it.
Done. It was done.
Yeah. But
I think again, we've said this many a time on this show, many a time. It's down to respect. There is no respect for your fellow person.
It's earned. It's not given.
Yeah, but general respect. You should respect another person.
What kills me is the hard boys. Yeah, the Billy Big Bollocks walking around swaggery. You ever lay a hand on him and get the better of him, and he'll probably be the first one to police crying about assault. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Excuse my French. Dear God, what's up with me? I've slipped into the vernacular this evening.
Oh, I know he's fucking invaded France.
What? What do you mean I've invaded France?
Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hodgson?
I'll roll on 9 o'clock.
Talking of rolling on at 9 o'clock, we've got it's nearly 5-2.
There you go. Some people still do, but again,
What's
I
that?
used to. Mike says he's got illegal. It's under 3 inches and non-locking.
I mean, you look at it back in the day with pipe smokers. Pipe smokers carried a little penknife to clean the pipes out.
Yeah,
It was the norm. It wasn't frowned upon then. But these days, you need to be seen to be the big shot. So you've got to have a blade on you somewhere or another.
well, shit. I used to have a knife roll for work. You know, but I always had to. I never carried it in. Never left it in the car when I wasn't working. And if I did ever get pulled, and I had the knife roll in the back of the car, I always had a letter from the gaffer
Yeah,
stating that I was
Yeah,
employed
but
as a chef.
that's nothing. When I was at school, I used to be really hard. I had conkers. Yeah, now I see you're shitting your sens now, aren't you? I had conkers. Yeah, a fortnight in vinegar. Yeah, you weren't going to mess with me, were you? You're going on about your blades. I had me conker. Rugby string through it as well. Yeah.
I've had a few kicking the conkers in my time, man.
So have I, mainly around the bike shed. But
Not roasting on an open fire.
Oh, blooming heck, Pasty had a compass. Whoa.
bloody hell.
They take somebody's eye out with a needle. Like you take it out and fire it. It was a little arrow, wasn't it?
Saying that, I've got to admit, I used to have a potato gun.
Oh, spud guns.
Yeah.
Not a spud gun.
Yeah, now you're talking proper weapons.
But you always knew the bastard in the class who had the first one. Because he would always be the one that sat at the back of the class, and if you were sitting like halfway down, you'd be, oh, you fucker! And there were bits of potato all over the place.
Oh, man.
Then by the end of the month, everybody had one, and it was fucking chaos in the classes.
I used to be lethal with the folded bit of paper and the laggy band. I could do them.
No, I
There's no
never
good
put
with
nail
spit,
varnish on it, but I did put some of my dad's yacht varnish on it.
Cicero guns, handguns, and things like that were banned in the UK.
No, not since.
UK citizens can have guns, but they are licensed, and you're vetted heavily.
Heavily, yeah.
And how you store them, etc., is vetted. Your hose vetted.
Your ammunition's got to be stored elsewhere, and lock boxes, and this, that, and the next thing.
The closest thing that we can have without having a license is what they call air arms, and even they can be quite powerful.
You need a license for them now as well.
Pellet gun, you don't, as long as it's not on the firearm license.
Even an air, well, they're changing that now.
Really?
Yeah, it's because most pellet guns, as you call them, are air rifles now. They don't. You will rarely ever get a cock spring one. They're all airs. And them ones, I used to have a Rapid 7, and that by putting a 5-piece in a certain place that could be quite powerful. And the pellets were probably about half an inch, and they look like bullets. Yeah.
I still remember picking pellets out of my arse because my mate had bought himself a new air rifle and decided it'd be funny to shoot me.
Well, guys, it is time. Are you going to say your goodbyes, Betty?
Yeah, Mike's just sent me the picture of the knife that he carries. Holy fuck. Even at that, even with a blade like that, I know they say you can carry a blade as long as it's under 3 inches, but look at the damage they used to do with Stanley knives.
Oh, aye.
So, yeah, Cicero, we Americans armed to the teeth between my family, at least 200 fire. Holy God sake. 1932 fully automatic Thompson. Jesus. No, it's just it's different cultures. It's we don't have that. This is our Second Amendment right. We shall fucking arm ourselves to the teeth. No, unfortunately, we don't have that in the UK. But anywho, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This show went very, very quickly.
Very strangely.
all over the place. But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's been nice.
It's been a great little show. Big thank you to you guys out there in chat. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here on a Thursday night just chewing the shit with you guys out there, basically. But tune in next week, because next week is Halloween. So
Not doing
Let's see
it.
what Steve's dressing up as next week.
Not doing it.
So,
Not
guys,
fucking dressing up.
You don't need to.
just put a little
Not doing it.
and a wig on.
No.
You're a wanker. Anywho, guys, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Mark and Steve. What can I say? It's Thursday night. It turns into a total shambles, but it's a good laugh. So I'll hand it over to Herr Hodgson. Jawohl, mein Herr.
Clap. Yes, it's been a strange one this evening. It's definitely been weird. Chat, thank you, you lovely people. It's been super joining you, and we do join you. You don't join us. You are the heart and soul of this little show. We just stand here and take the mic. Spanners, thank you, darlings. You super lovely. Fee, sweetie, Buggles. Bless you. Thanks, guys. Always a great show. She's lovely. Everybody else, thank you so much. Those on the replay, thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed yourself. We haven't mentioned you this evening, and we're sorry.
Yeah.
And on that note, I shall hand you over to him.
You're going to hand me over to him? Moi?
To him.
Well, before I go, I've just got to... Right, well, bear with me 1 second. I want to give a shout out. See if I can find the link. Yeah, got it there. Copy that and I'll put it in chat now. Our Aidan is doing a radio show on Mixcloud, part of the 510 connection, and his first show was last Friday, and he's doing a show it's an hour-long show, music on it, and he talks a bit of banter. But I was listening to the other lads as well, and there's some it's a cracking little radio station. It really is. It's an internet-based one. But honestly, I was listening to it while I were at work. Absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed it. There's one guy, I think it's Benny. He does like mixed 80s. There's, is it Ben? Sorry, Steve. He does the rock night. And our Aidan's doing a mixture of all sorts. So go and check it out. It's really worth a listen to.
There's not many radio shows that kick off with Mr. Blue Sky.
Exactly.
It was cracking.
It was, honestly, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, so if you've got an hour to spare and you're doing the ironing or you're making that Spanish yacht or whatever you're doing in your spare time, and you ain't got time to watch something or you want to listen to it, cracking little radio show.
Cheesecake. And congratulations on breaking the 800 quid, Aidan.
Yeah, he's only it was 21 days already. This month has flown.
Mm-hmm.
It really has flown. It's scary. Right, I'm going to wrap this one up. I want to give the Spanners and everyone in chat a big love. People on the replay, thank you so much for making it this far. You do so appreciate it. So from me, Betty and BFG, we wish you a good night. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you back here on Thursday.
We shall. Clap.
Bye. So long, farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Sorry, I can't find me blooming thing. You're there.
Hit the button.
Outro.
Hit the button, Mark. Hit the fucking button. We are going to be having some sauerkraut, It's sauerkraut! Nur about the same about the schwarz and gut.
Stop it.
It's meine Schatzin.
And we're clear.